We all saw a Munetaka Murakami post. We saw the inevitable 2-year bridge contract that felt underwhelming for a slugger of his caliber. But ask yourself this: what if the timing wasn't just suboptimal, but historically disastrous, costing him perhaps $75 million in guaranteed money? The true tragedy isn't that he went, it's when he went, selling a Rolls-Royce slugger during a global used car shortage.
Welcome to 618 Radar, the only place tracking the critical shifts and seismic market timing of the global baseball landscape. Because if Murakami had been on our radar, maybe he wouldn't have made this billion-yen mistake, a blunder that will forever be debated in NPB circles. The central crime here is a failure of patience, a lapse in strategic market awareness that handed the power back to the negotiating teams. And the evidence points directly to the gaping third base void that existed, or rather didn't exist, when he put his name forward.
Look, the market wasn't just open, it was gasping for air for an elite power-hitting corner infielder. The timing outlined in our source material, the idea that he should have waited for a monumental trade, like a hypothetical $175 million Bregman deal to the Cubs, creating an immediate visible necessity in Boston, is not just speculation, it's the brutal reality of the MLB free agent cycle.
The Red Sox, still nursing the hangover from the competitive bidding war for Yoshida and desperate to show the fan base they could land a generational Japanese superstar, were precisely the team with the financial appetite and the positional need. But the timing was off by 6 months, maybe less. As one veteran baseball analyst put it to me, the Red Sox are the key. They took the bait on Yoshida, proving they'll spend big on NPB talent, but they got burned.
They needed a cleanup hitter with pedigree, and if Murakami had posted after the hypothetical Bregman transaction, they wouldn't have just offered him the highest contract. They would have offered him the highest contract by necessity, overriding their reluctance to make another huge commitment to an NPB import so quickly. This is where the counter-argument always surfaces: defense. They talk about his glove. They point to his defensive metrics being shaky, maybe projected at a -5 D-WAR initially, which makes signing a long-term third baseman riskier than a pitcher. But show me another third baseman available in that specific market window who, in their age 22 season, hit 56 home runs and posted a 1.100 OPS. The field was empty. As one cynical MLB GM told me confidentially, we would sign him as an expensive DH and call him a 3B if it meant locking in that power stroke. Defense is negotiable. Generational power is not. This is the sharp refutation. The market vacuum for power hitters outweighed the defensive liabilities, especially when dealing with a proven quantity like Murakami, whose bat is indisputably elite. The market's desperation overrides its caution. This whole scenario hinges on one disastrous mistake: impatience. We heard whispers from the Yakult front office.
Better to guarantee the posting now, they insisted, driven by an almost pathological fear of a slump or an injury derailing the $100 million potential. But that potential was already baked in. It was already worth $100 million. Had they waited until the Red Sox finalized the rumored Bregman-sized deal, a transaction valued at over 270 billion yen, that instant shift would have created a $100 million hole.
Murakami would have walked into a clear, aggressive bidding war for a 5-year deal. A highly placed source close to the Red Sox hierarchy confirmed this reality. We had the budget carved out for a premium Japanese acquisition. If Murakami had posted after the Bregman move, when our third base roster consisted of utility guys, our opening offer would have been 5 years, $115 million, guaranteed, potentially escalating to $130 million with performance incentives.
We needed the headline. We needed the star. That is a massive amount of guaranteed money left on the table simply because the calendar date was wrong. But here is the unexpected pivot, the plot twist that saves Murakami's legacy from being marked by failure. The 2-year deal isn't necessarily a failure orchestrated by poor market awareness. It might be a highly calculated high-stakes poker hand played by Murakami himself. He gave up guaranteed money now, perhaps $50 million, for the right to hit the open market, injury-free, at his absolute prime age of 26,
when the financial landscape of teams like the Los Angeles Dodgers will have completely changed. Think about the Ohtani connection. Why did Ohtani reportedly bypass endorsements for Murakami, but then push for pitching acquisitions like Yamamoto? Because Ohtani respects the short-term needs of the Dodgers staff, not because he doubts his friend's bat. Murakami knows this. He is playing the long game. The 2-year contract is his ticket to being the biggest prize in 2 years, specifically targeting the West Coast. He knows he's going to hit. He knows those defensive metrics will improve just enough to satisfy the requirements. As one executive noted, Murakami is betting on himself. He knows if he delivers 90 home runs over these 2 years, the Dodgers will move mountains for him then. He took less now for the ultimate prize later.
So the initial timing was a catastrophic failure driven by Yakult's conservative fear. But perhaps the resulting 2-year deal is a calculated, genius gamble by the player himself, positioning himself perfectly for a massive, legacy-defining contract with his preferred team. The timing loss was massive, but the future potential, the opportunity to redefine his market value in 2 years, is even greater. What do you think? Did Murakami make a mistake by taking the 2-year bridge deal that cost him immediate guaranteed money? Or is he playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers, setting himself up for the true generational payday? Let us know your take in the comments below. If you want the deepest dive into NPB and MLB strategy, make sure you smash that like button, share this video with your fellow baseball fanatics, and subscribe to 618 Radar.